What's good, y'all? I ain't about to really say too much. I'm going through a little. I ain't got COVID, nah, I just got a little cold. But it ties back to the shit I've been telling y'all. So make sure you eating right? Make sure you're not fucking with these drugs. And make sure you fasting, okay? Every 90 days, this energy denotes into a higher state. It opens a gate dealing with Sirius. I would like to say that because I know the Lionsgate deal with Sirius, so I feel like all the other three do. And when I put the camera above, it ties back to it too because Sirius twinkles. But Sirius is a portal to A, B, C, and X. It's not really a star, it's a portal. They show you the picture of Rho, a cluster of stars and shit. That's the opening of the firmament, Rho. Okay? So where we at right now type shit, we in this gate. I call it the goat portal. Um, it ties back down to like some Scorpio energy, reason why you about to see the Leo moon. This is tying back to, it's like, say we dealing with the same elements just in different phases, different trines and trinities, you feel me? So different alignments. And each year the alignment gets stronger and stronger and stronger. So now you're dealing with different dimensions and you're dealing with different density of light that's hitting your body. And that interacts with the memory of your DNA, okay? Because as they start to repair, you start to repair your memory and you start to see. But the thing is, you could be a positive variant, a negative variant, or a neutral variant. So you pick the door you want to walk through, okay? I really made this video because I know a lot of people suffer with anxiety. And right now, I know you don't want to be dealing with that shit right now, but really that just has to start with you, understanding what's you and what's not you. You have to understand where those thoughts even came from, because most of the time it started off as a child. And TV, people around you, stuff like that. Because it's something so simple. You could like tomatoes, and then just because your sister or brother didn't like tomatoes, now you don't like tomatoes. The whole time you like tomatoes. So when you get to think about it, like, oh, this shit don't make sense. You know? Like these emotions, or why I'm acting like this, why I'm talking like this, all types of shit. Like a lot of people is not their selves because they're out here trying to be someone else. It's like an idol that's worshiping someone else at the end of the day. So it becomes a spell because now you're pretty much splitting the A and the B, the 1 and the 2, which is that 12. But that 12 is a 3 when it's together. Other than that, when it's split, the 12 is just a 1 and a 2. But when it's together, it's a 12. And then the 12 really represents a 3, a rebirth. And that's what we're going through right now, a rebirth. This is denoting the rebirth, okay? So everybody was feeling that rebirth, right? This is denoting the rebirth. So you was feeling the energy to prepare you to get right. If you're going against it, it's just because you backslid, and it's okay as long as you have faith into yourself when no one else does, okay? Because a lot of people don't pay attention to solar news, okay? And when you're dealing with your energies, it deals with you spiritually, physically, and mentally, okay? That's a A plus B equals C, okay? because it's dealing with left and right of the brain, your nervous system, and your pineal all at once. Okay? So when these solar flares is hitting scientifically, it's speeding up time, right? Because the atoms is changing in the air. It's speeding up the atoms, so they're reproducing even faster, pretty much duplicating, changing the state of matter. That's why the density of light is changing, because it's going to be interacting with you, changing your state, changing the ground state, changing the air, all the states of matter, all the elements. It's changing the states, okay? Back to what it was, because we're going back to the time period we was in. We're going back to the future and the present, though, okay? That's why all this AI and all this extra shit about to be released. Like, we're really just seeing how we even ended up in this predicament in the fucking first place within 12 years. But this is why I really made this video about. Let me stay to the point, because this anxiety. Anxiety is a combination of pretty much 7 chakras. The emotions tied to the 7 chakras. Anxiety is pretty much the word for all of those. Okay? So mentally, right? Let's start off with physically. Physically, right, your body can feel certain ways. A lot of mucus can start getting built up, because that was the whole plan. They cloud it up, and then when they let you get some sun, so it duplicate while it's stuck in the mucus. Because these water bears, parasites and shit, they can interact with heat. They can't fuck with electricity though, which is a form of heat, but it's the electricity part and the magnetism they can't really fuck with. So they try to eat up everything that would interrupt that, like your cells. Your cells is your frequency. But mentally and physically, you deal with your cells. So if you're tying to an emotion that's not of you, that was a given perspective, now that's dealing with your spirit. That's not your spirit, that's somebody else's spirit, because it's not your perspective. When the perspective is in a lie, that's not your perspective. All your perspective supposed to deal with your soul. When it's not dealing with your soul, there's an interference. Now you're dealing with someone else's spirit that's not of yours. Now it seems like a battle. Now you have anxiety. Okay? There's no clear discernment. It's like the pineal and the crown is active, but it's not in accordance with each other. That's the whole part of it rising. Okay? It's all representing one energy at the end of the day. But you have to understand it individually to see how it even got divided. Because if you can't see how it broke apart, then how are you going to put it back together? You feel me? And it all starts with the purity of you. But the thing is, these solar flares is hitting, and when these solar flares is hitting, they're getting higher and higher. And we're dealing with a lot of M flares, so that's bringing in a lot of ether, because it's pulling in from the black sun. It's pulling the ether from the black sun. Now you have your X flares. And now that Sirius is open, we pulling in pretty much energy from Xylanthia. So a lot of people is going to be checking in, not even knowing it. That's why I'm saying fast, so you will know it. I be fucking up. Last year was my toxic year. You feel me? But it was more of an experiment for me, for y'all. And I told y'all the whole time, but I'm just saying, like, the science is to stay in the heart frequency and higher and understand your lower. So when you see it being tried around you from a reflection, don't always look at it as that's how you feeling. Look at it as that's how it was a test at one point in time, when you was in that period, in that energy of time, like how you is like these months every year. That's how you break the loop. You repeat the same shit, but you in peace when it happens. You could be in too much light, you could be in too much dark. You gotta be the center point. So that's the whole point of karma and duality. You see the duality, now you realize the peace and how you should just be at peace and understand it. Because when you start, when you don't have that free mind that's not attached to certain things, that's really what have you thinking a lot. So, excuse me. But when you have that free mind, like you you just know more than to think about it. And a lot of these foods is the same. It's the same way. That's why you gotta watch what you eat. Cause really, you're gonna figure out you really don't have to eat under the sun because it's duplicating your frequency. The only thing that's gonna interrupt it is the way of you thinking. Like who taught you this shit? Like if they said you would die without going without food for a week, and then you ended up going without food for a week, and you found out you didn't die, then you see it was a lie, right? It's shit like that I'm talking about, bro. Once you see something for yourself, you have to see it for yourself. It's gonna be weird when you trying to break the spell because, well, breaking the spell is kind of weird. That's the whole shadow work because the attachments of the way your mind was thinking attached to your perspective, it might not be with how you see things, but it's an attachment. So it's like you really have to break that during this time because as these solar flares is hitting, it's boosting that emotion. It's boosting the cells. It's duplicating the cells. So mentally, it's duplicating emotions. Uh, physically, it's duplicating cells, but is building a higher frequency and bringing more magnetism. So off of your perspective, you're manifesting. Off your attachments, you're manifesting. Because your attachments is dealing with the soul, yo. It's dealing with your X gene, your intuition, your creativity. Men and male and female. That's what it's dealing with. It's an attachment to your soul. It gets mentally, physically, spiritually. When you have these attachments to this realm, bro, you have to understand this realm. How do you think you're going to understand this realm? Then scared of it. A lot of people's their own enemy. Don't be scared of yourself. Know yourself and guide yourself. You got spirit guides, but you got your conscience is a fucking guide. You is a guide. Self. You is one of your biggest guides. Dealing with you and who you really are as an energy. You just gotta tell yourself, I know what the fuck going on even when you don't think you do. That's when you know going against something, going against a virus. It's just like a computer. You know your computer would be straight if the virus was gone. So what's making the virus? Bullshit ass things that go against you. So when we're in this energy, manipulation ain't always a bad thing. It could be a good thing. But these niggas would put things in reverse. They had the deck of Uno cards, hit the reverse. We need to hit the reverse back. That's all. And I mean, it's happening. And when you know something and you feel like you can't get it out to the world, ground, put it in the ethers. Oh, you think I got the symbol? Delta. Pyramid. Put it in the ethers, it's going to rise into the ethers. So when you ground, it rises into the ethers. When you use your hands, you direct it in the direction it proceeds in. You could be the creator or the destroyer, but once it's in the ethers, it's in the ethers. And then you have to watch that because they manipulate the ground with the moon. The planet is a satellite itself. Okay? So the planet being the satellite itself, they already manipulate the ground and the waters with the moon. And with grounding, they can pick up on niggas' frequencies. And they see you like in a heat sensor, but most of the time a heat sensor look red. A lot of people is gonna look different to them, like purple, all types of shit. And that's when they start sending out frequencies. That's how they really do it. They don't really pull up in your house. They just send out a frequency. They can send it to your phone, especially with these iPhones. They have the magnet on the back while you have an eye in your hand. And that magnet sits right there in the middle of your palm. It's literally made right there. The cameras can actually pick up on your fingerprints and see what the fuck going on. It's a lot of weird shit. So, end of the day, long story short, I just want y'all to protect y'all energy. Know thyself, know thy energy, and know your enemy. Sometimes it's not always somebody else doing spells on you, but when you ain't thinking about it and you know it's coming from somewhere and that ain't of you, you know. But most of the time it could be you. And even if somebody was trying to do a spell, it's gonna make it seem like it's you anyway sometimes. So it's like, know thyself, know thy energy, know thy enemy. You're gonna be okay. Because they only try this because they're weak. You know? A strong person will never even think about trying it unless they're defending themselves. You feel me? You know they did a conjure, pretty much reverse the conjure. That's all they do. They manipulate shit. They reverse shit. Like right now, I'm probably gonna wait a couple of days other than the date. But I wasn't supposed to even tell y'all I was about to do that, you know? But yeah, they're putting graphite in the air, and most of the time they're not gonna even be looked as they did it. So people on here is making a lot of videos on famous people and rarely great at research. We need y'all to hop on the wave, okay? Because I'm great at research and I didn't even act like I did in school, but I listened, you know? So what I'm saying is all the messages is there because they had to put it there. Um, this is really like a dream state, however you want to see it. It's just you more a little looser here, I guess. This is how you know Atlantis was headquarters at one point, but this is just a simulation of Tiamat, which really is the sun. But that's a whole nother story. Cause y'all like seeing receipts and a lot of shit. You come on here on my channel and hear some things ain't gonna have receipts, some things you're just gonna have to hear. And a lot of those times when I did do that, they deleted my video. So I mean, it's on you. I got the sauce on the down planes and the fire though, and that's why I need y'all to protect your energy. You need to be eating right, or it's gonna build up a lot of glue, like cocaine or something. It's gonna build a lot of paint in you, in your body with the mucus, and it's gonna cause different problems that you don't want to be dealing with, and it's gonna be harder to get rid of. Okay? Um, it's a lot of graphite. Graphene is a big conductor, more like dealing with carbon, is more the conductor than copper. And they're trying to reproduce off that shit. But the thing is, it's a heavy conductor, and while these flares is charging it up with the charged particles that's coming off the sun, is dealing with the anions. And that's charging, that's why you see them clouds flashing the way it does, because there's a lot of graphene built up. And I'm gonna tell y'all why in the video. I don't want to get into it right now, but the graphite really ties back to the epoxy dust or epoxy coating, which people be doing different DIY projects and they be telling y'all this is bad. That's pretty much, it does the same effects, and it ties back to the same material they was using. That's why I made that Sarcos video. Then all I did was try to read the best I could at the moment. Sometimes I be pronouncing my words, sometimes I don't. That's just me. It's depending on how dry my mouth is, whatever. But I don't really read a lot unless I'm trying to spread a little message to y'all. I'm not book smart. I'm just a nigga that likes science. Just I guess start focusing in on it more, I guess. Since I wasn't always getting high, doing some more other shit. Not thinking about this, just living like the little worldly matrix life, I guess. Until every time I had to sit by myself. And now we here. I'm telling y'all, stay in the heart frequency and higher, because it's science to this shit. Mentally, physically, spiritually. It is science to this shit, okay? Don't even deal with that energy when you feel that shit knocking on your door. Do not invite it in. That aggravation, all that extra shit, just laugh at it. You feel me? Understand why you laugh at it. Don't just be laughing cause I said it. That's fake as hell. Understand why you laughing at it. Like, man, fuck that shit. We ain't doing this. You feel me? Because it's going to try you, because it's the attachment in your subconscious. So you're not always thinking about it. You're not even trying to manifest it when you think about it with your perspective. That's why I'm saying we got to clean these chakras up. Okay? Mass meditation on the 8th. Peace.